What's up, everyone? Today we are in the beautiful countryside of Italy, going through 3 miles of high-speed track, 19 intense turns, and 1 DRS zone, here to help prepare you for the fastest laps here at Imola. So get ready for a hot lap, a track guide, and a peek under the hood, because we're in the land of Ferrari and we're going to show them how to get it done. So let's go. Alright, of course, here we are diving into my version of the track guide, so I hope we all learned something. And I'm going to dive in real quick because right away, as you're coming into this setup turn to help prepare you for your clean lap, you're going to want a clean exit. You're going to think, okay, I can push it to the 50, it's still up ahead. No, you're diving down, it is a decline into this turn, sweeping left, so brake at the 70, drop it into third gear, and start finding your way home to the checkered flag as we start our hot lap. You're gonna take the track limits on both turns here because this is what this track is all about, is finding the limits. Crank it up into 6th gear. As you're coming to the DRS sign, you should already be in 6th gear. You should already be bringing it over here to this quick little ad of Rolex or right at the Aramco sign and pump it into 7th gear. You're coming down the straight, you've passed the timing line, and at this point you should be in 8th gear, back at the other Rolex sign. Come over here to hug this little Italian flag curb, and this is where you're going to start setting it up for actual first turn here at the IMOLA Grand Prix. Now it's a little weird, because as you see as you're coming in, it's a little cockeyed. It's not necessarily straight in and then to the left. You're going to have to make minor little adjustments as you kind of bring yourself over to the right on the curb. Get your tires on there, test the limits. Now, I normally brake around here, the 60 to 70 mark, but you can play with it. Drop it into 5th gear though, tap the brakes, bring it in to this curb. Do not hit the curb. You will lose so much time. It's going to want to swing you out. You may want to drop gears to maybe help balance the car. Don't. Keep it in 5th gear. Bring it over here to the curb. And now we're flying straight forward again. Coming around the curb. Getting to the limits. Finding the grip. Getting that traction to get the torque forward. Getting it into 6th gear. And if you're lucky enough, you'll find 7th gear pretty fast. And as you come here to the 50, if you're new, you're feeling it out, new to the track, tap the brakes here. But if you want to test the limits, get to the end of the curb, tap the brakes, drop it to 5th. Now I struggle here because the car wants to fling me out to the frickin' shadow realm every time I end up in the gravel. So at that second turn, drop it into 4th gear and you will save yourself kind of tap the brakes, butterfly them. You don't have to, let off on the throttle. I know you'll lose some time, but as you learn, you will get used to that. Now here, coming up to this wide hairpin, test your limits, because you'll want to. This will help gain so much time to prepare for the straight on the other side of this turn. Take it in 4th or 3rd gear. Do not drop it into 2nd or 1st. You will see the AI doing that. You're thinking, I need to do what the AI does because they're being better than me. They don't know what they're doing, okay? And that's just because EA programmed them. They don't know what they're doing. But anyways, here, you take it to the limits. You're in 4th gear. You're now kicking it into 5th. Then you'll get into 6th. Keep it in this straight line. Hug to the right. 7th gear under the crypto sign, because here we are preparing for a left-hander. Test your limits. I have a little pole over there onto the right. That's when I normally brake. So brake there, drop it in 4th gear, get to those limits, and start preparing for another downward turn into a right-hander, and it's going to come at you pretty fast. You will be grinding the gears here in 4th or 5th. That's perfectly fine. But that's going to help you pop it into 6th gear, get that extra little bit of torque on your, your enemies, the people you're fighting, the other drivers. And you then come to this turn. Tap the brakes. Do not slam them. Do not lock them up, because you will lose yourself here. And you're thinking, this next turn, that's pretty far away. I have some time. No, it's going to come at you fast, just like life, okay? Drop it into 3rd gear. Ease up on the throttle. Hug this curb here. You're still going to have your tires lined up. Try your best to get it into 2nd. Do not, you'll get a lot of wheel spin if you're still having high RPM, sorry. But try and get your tires lined up straight, because it will help you here to now. Oh man, this chicane is a whirlwind each time. So I test my limits every single time. Go to the end of the curb, because this is where you will put in a little more tough love on the brakes. Go over the curb in 3rd gear. This is a curb you can hit. You're fine. And this will help kind of prepare the exit. Make sure your tires are straight. Drop it into 2nd. And as you see, you will be fighting. It is going to happen quick. As we're going through here pretty slow, it looks easy to handle. No, it's not. But here we are, preparing for where we started the video, in 7th gear. I keep it in 7th. Do not push it into 8th. It's too many RPMs, it's too much car for me, okay? Especially for this turn. And it helps you get down to 3rd gear easier, test your limits. I test them really hard here, as you see, and validate my lap, even though all 4 tires didn't go behind the white line, but whatever. And here we are once again preparing for the opening lap at the IMOLA Grand Prix. So this is the track guide, my version. It is a little different from the Hotlap, because I was trying to find consistency, trying to find the speed for me, what was working, and that just so happened to be what worked. But let's check what's under the hood. Here we are for the wings. You want 29, 27, a little more stability in the front wings. A little bit less in the rear, because you want a little bit of oversteer to help you get around those chicanes, those turns. But let's go into transmission a little. This is really loose and unlocked, and that's going to get those rear wheels turning at different speeds, like I said, for the turns, for the quick speed, for the quick chicanes. Definitely don't want to lock up. Front camber, rear camber, you're actually going to be a little bit different this time than what we normally have, just to help with that traction, getting that torque after those tight chicanes. Definitely help you get those fast times. Here, a little bit different, but still we're keeping things nice and soft so we can take some curbs, but still have some weight going into those tight hairpins that IMOLA here has, and those tight chicanes. I know I'm bringing that up a lot, but that track, those will kill you. Of course, 153. People say put it at 50% so you don't lock up. 53 if you're learning and testing, but hey, PSI all the way up for the freaking hot laps and time trials. But when you're going here for a freaking race, drop those down almost to non-existent. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please apply these, see what works for you, test the limits of your car. You're definitely going to have fun. This is an amazing track. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And hey, we'll see you at the next track.
I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.